Hi students, morning. How are you all? Okay, after a long time we are seeing you for our audio, the classes for our especially in economics, right? Okay. Today we are going to see the first lesson in economics. The lesson topic is Introduction to Macroeconomics. The topic is Introduction to Macroeconomics. So already we have studied in the 11th standard that the economics have two branches. One is microeconomics and macroeconomics, you know that, right? For microeconomics, micro means small. In that topic we are studying about single factor or single country or price, how far price are fixing, that the details are studied in the micro level because it is our doing with single or unique, right? Whereas in macroeconomics means, macroeconomics it deals with larger level. In simply understand you can say aggregates or total or big level, okay? These are other two branches in the economics, right? So the micro and macro, when it is are divided, what is the reason it has to be divided? For to know the economic situations. You know, in economics we should know about the world depression. What was that? In 1929 to 30, the Great Depression was happening where? Yes, USA, right? What is the reason? The goods manufactured which are unsold and the workers are very much level unemployed. So that the reason is share market entirely collapsed. Not only US, they started with the US, is connected with many countries, even our country also, right? So it was affected very much level. So that is why the reason is we have to also concentrate in macro level. That means whole economy or world economy as a whole, right? In that situation, Professor Ragnar Frisch, he is only a coin. The economics, there are the two branches, micro and macro economics, in the year 1933. And one more thing is you should understand or you should know, he is the first Nobel Prize man for economic science, is accompanied with Professor John Dinbergen. So both of them shared, Ragnar Frisch and John Dinbergen, both of them shared first Nobel Prize in 1969 for economic science, right? Okay. So let me go on further. Macroeconomics is, meaning is large. The macro, it is derived from Greeks. It has derived from Greek word macros. So in macro means you have to analyze or study in aggregate economy as a whole, not in individual. So it is accumulated with all countries in economic base, right? And especially in income, aggregates level of income as a whole and employment and output, right? So income, unemployment or employment and output. These are the studies are more important. And one more thing is, the macroeconomics is very much influenced or tremendous changes in the economic studies when our Professor Mr. J.M. Keynes, there is John Maynard Keynes. is, we call it as modern economics or father of modern economics. Father of modern economics. Why? Because in his book, The Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, in this book is very much developed and given the much importance against how far we have to come up from the depression level. We have to follow from the world depression in the form of production as well as the sales and the income generations. These are the reason we all call it as, J.M. Keynes called as modern economist. You can say as a macroeconomics is a modern economics also. So he is only a father of modern economics. Right? Father of modern or macroeconomics. Right? And more thing. In economics, macro level means why we have to study or why we have to concentrate in larger level. Say for example macro. Why we have to study? And what is the important in there? Then first one is, in macro level, we are studying as a whole economy, as a whole aggregate level, not as an individual country or a single man. So you assume economics is whole or all countries, how far its aggregate level economics is functioning. So once you should understand how far whole economy functioning, then only you can make to further steps to move, act accordingly. Right? That was the first one, aggregate level of study. Second, what are the needs and challenges in the economic activities? What are the needs and challenges before us? And what will be come back? And what are the precautions we should take? That is also we should know about in the economy, means we should study on macro level. Because in 11th standard you are studying micro level, one single country or single person or single industry. Whereas this case, it is a cover is whole. And third is, in macro level means, it has given very, very much opportunities for the scientific investigations. For what? To find the reality of economic situations. Economic situations. Right? So that is the reason importance is science investigation is lead to the reality way. Then fourth, one, you should know the reality means then only you can make to correct policies, where it has to be implemented, what are the things that have to be followed, and how far it is to be going to be verified. So that is only for to formulate the policies very much. That is why the reason we have to study at macro level. Right? Then analysis of each and every economic indicators is must. Without economic indicator studies, we cannot touch or we cannot complete or we cannot get much our expectation of our development and growth in the whole economy. So we have to study each and every economic indicators proceeds and what are the steps we have to follow in this way. Right? These are the 5 important aggregates. 5 importance of macroeconomics. Right? Then, so how far it is elaborated or how far it could be studied? That is, we should go on see in scope of macroeconomics. Scope means how far it is. What are the things are implemented in the economic activities means, for example, there are 6 heads we have. First one is national income. In microeconomics, you should know the national income. Here, the aggregate level of income, how far it is generated by each and every sectoral workers, that is very important. Just you cannot study about the single income or it has come from the single factor or single industry, not like that. It has to be studied in each sector, how far it contributes to the whole economic income aspects, right? Second, inflation. What is meant by inflation? Inflation means a steady increase in the price level. Once again, what is inflation? Inflation means a steady increase in the price level, right? For that, you should be very care about wholesale price index as also consumer price index. You should be very careful on this. That is why we have to be able to conclude or come across full details against the price negotiation or flow. Then third, business cycle. Business cycle is a very powerful issue because everywhere, all the economic activities or every economic activity is given, there are four shakers. One is boom. Why already we are taking immediately on boom? Because everyone else we are expecting gain or profit. That is why first I am telling about first one, boom level. Second, recession. What is recession? It is what are the reason to the business or incomes are coming down or business are coming down, recession. Then low level, right? Then it has to be recovered. There are four stages in the business cycle. So we should know the each and every situation, what are the things or what are the things are taking an effort to that particular issue, or boom, or recession, or down, or recover. So these are the very important to go on macro level. Then fourth, it is worldwide, even today it's a very big problem. What is that? Yes, poverty and unemployment. We can easily say that poverty or unemployment, but at universal level means you should know each and every angle of towards what are the things are initiative to poverty, at the same time what are the things are to be followed for eradication of poverty. Then unemployment. Unemployment, the situation, you are studying the micro level, there are many types of unemployment you have studied. You may know seasonal, unseasonal, fluctuation, there are many things unemployment, but you should know as unemployment each and every steps like poverty, right? Already we studied poverty and unemployment are combined together, it has mingled together, right? At the same time, we go and further top heading is economic growth. Once you find out all the things, how far national income created, you should know the inflation and business cycle, poverty and unemployment. So these are things will be given as economic growth, right? It is a very big level. This will be how far it can be achieved. Then last one is, once you find out all the sectoral or all indicators to means, then only you can make to the appropriate economic policies. Because many countries are dealing in different sector of economic policies. So one country is good, some policies for the same things not applicable to another countries. We will study in the next class also. But you should know so when we understand all these things, we have to create or we can able to convey or create new economic policy here and there according to our situations, right? So now you can very understand about the scope of macroeconomics, right? And finally, we can go for limitations. Limitation means negative. Where the situation macro will not help or some we can able to follow or we can able to fall down, right? One is when you are studying macro level, here and there will be some danger because we are studying excessive generalization, very big level. So there may be here and there some issue will be happen. Okay, so that's the reason is macroeconomics can be small, failure can happen. Second, when you are studying agro or economy as a whole, it assumes generality or homogeneous. Generally, it assumes homogeneity. If you assume homogeneity means there can be a forwards. Already we studied in macroeconomics or normal in society, all the humans are one, but each and every physical and psychology is different. The same aspect as also in economic behavior itself is important. So when assumes homogeneity, there can be some there will be a problem will be happen. Then third, fallacy of composition. The policy is followed by one country will not applicable other countries, because here not only the economic indicators as well as all the factors, economic factors or non-economic factors or economic active factors also, it is taken very important. That is why the fallacy of composition will be happen, right? Then last one is, in present situations all the countries, moreover economic activity and non-economic activities are given as equal weightage, and sometimes non-economic factor or non-economic activities given as a very much influence on economic issue. Say for example, worshipping method and religious, these are and entertainment issues for media, something like that. These are also in modernized given as a very much tackle or disturbance for our growth. Sometimes it can be help. So at major it is given as a very fallacy on non-economic factor is influencing our economic growth as well as the development, right? So these are the situations our macroeconomics are getting slight fell down, right? I think you should understand about the introduction in macroeconomics, right? So we will see on next class with very good topic. Okay, thank you.